today's conversation where we were trying to talk about what are the things artificial intelligence is already already doing. Yeah, so we were maybe trying to talk about how artificial intelligence can already understand emotions. There is not 100%, of course, and even as we were saying yesterday that even when we are with human beings, can we really say that other humans understand our emotions fully? Can we really say that? Uh, Sometimes there are some confusions even between human beings. So think about that also. And think about that artificial intelligence is starting to understanding emotion. So over a period of time, maybe the ability to understand will increase most likely. And from there, we were talking about Facebook suicide algorithm, and so on. Yes. So, for example, this one of our friends said in their reflection yesterday, they mentioned this thing like AI can play games also. So I did not put anything here, but you can run a search right away. Like I'm sure you are aware, like even games which are a little bit complicated, like chess, artificial intelligence can play it very well, and even compete with the world class champions of world class players of chess. So um, it's quite understanding the the reason for what we are trying to discuss today and yesterday is make you think that what are the things AI is already doing. Yeah, already doing, and then reflect on what are the possibilities. And then if human beings and technologies are going to work together, then what are the skills, competencies we should develop in ourselves? Yes. So playing, for example, playing chess for a human being, how many years it takes to become a world class player? World class player. How many years? Yeah. So run some search on this. That the people who become world class players in chess, how many years they spend? And then run a search, Google search, that how much time it took AI to meet the capacity of a world class chess player. It is within hours because it is looking at moves, learning it, looking at moves, learning it, building on it, learning. It learns very fast. What it would take a human being to learn chess, maybe 3, 4, 5 years. AI can learn that in couple of hours, literally. Yeah, run some search on this. So then think about this. Yeah, think about this. It's, and then application, although it is games, but application in the business world in different things, just like we were doing it yesterday. So think about this. Debate, for example, debate. Think about it. Public speaking. What it takes to debate a topic, uh, uh, to bring your point across, to say what is in your mind so other people can understand, and then give reasoning of that, logical reasoning. um, what what it takes to prepare for a debate. Yeah. And then look up this project debater nature. Run a search on this Google search and see. It was a IBM project. So AI debater competed with human debater, and human debater won, but the debater was world champion, world class player in debating, one of the best debaters in the world. Not you, not me. I'm not the best debater. I'm assuming you would also say that you are not the best debater in the world. So they picked the best debater, human debater in the world, and put it with AI, and then AI won. But the debate was very interesting, and it is available online. You can run YouTube search on this. Artificial intelligence debating with human being, IBM project debater, something like that. And look up how this happened. And it is couple of years old story I'm sharing with you. So now with advancement of time, yeah. So debate, logical reasoning, yeah. What would be the applications in business environment? Think about that, yeah. Creation. We were talking about creativity yesterday. So what are the things which AI can already uh, create? For example, General Electric says it is leveraging artificial intelligence to cut product design times in half. General Electric, GE, big company. Yeah, I'm not sure how much functional they are now, but look up. Yeah. So design. What is design? Everything has a design. Look around. Look at your laptop. It has a design. The design is a little bit different than other laptops. Look at, if you are using your phone, look at your phone has a design. Look around the table around you, the chair you are sitting. Look around in your room or wherever everything has a design. Whatever human beings make, they make it like they have to make your mouse, everything. There is a design of that. Yeah. Your window, whatever is around. Look around, design. And someone is designing that. So someone is designing that. So, and it would take time to design something. And whatever time it would take for a human being using AI, you can cut the design time in half, at least. How it is going to decrease the cost of designing? Everything needs to be designed. Everything. Yeah. Outside of nature, of course, like what God created, it also has design, but God created the trees and like the nature, mountains or something, that is different thing. But human beings, whatever we are doing, we are designing it. Yeah. And people take years to become designers, like, architect, for example, are building the design of a house, building a design of car. Yeah, it takes years of, yeah. But AI you can feed in the data, different designs, you put in your requirements, it is going to bring the sketch out of that. And people are using it. We are talking about architect, for example. You can run Google searches on that. How architects are architects, how they are um, um, using different softwares to make the designs of houses in a very short period of time. Design, it can give you options, like you are looking for certain specifications and it will design the room in that specifications and give you couple of options. And then of course human beings can come and see what, which one they like, or they want to make an adjustment or something like that. Yeah. So if you are becoming an architect, then if you are not comfortable in using those type of softwares and you want to do it in the old fashioned way where you are using the pencil and paper and all of that, it has its own utility. I'm not saying it has no utility. Of course it has a different utility there, but like cutting the time, it is all about time. It is all about time. You can read a book in 3-4 hours. I read that book, same book, in 3-4 days. You have the advantage that you know how to read fast. Yeah, reading fast. Yeah, there are techniques of that, like you can run a Google search. How to read fast. What are the techniques? Run a Google search. Reading fast. And they are going to tell you techniques that by using those techniques, you can read the thing faster. Yeah. That anything, if you can do without compromising the quality, of course, if you can do the thing faster, you have the advantage over the other person. Yeah, you have the advantage. So any company which is going to invest now in terms of design in the domain of artificial intelligence, how they can improve, they will have advantage over the years towards other companies. When you would want something to be designed, you are going to go to the person who can do the same job in faster way at a cheaper cost without compromising the quality. Is it? The application is huge now. You have to think about this, that how these things can be applied. First, AI scripted commercial. Yeah, Lexus. You can look it up now. Yeah, or later. Script writing. We were talking about novel writing yesterday, and now it is an advert which is made by artificial intelligence. Yeah. This is very interesting. Please go on this website when you get the time. aiva.ai. Aiva. Even if you run a Google search of Aiva, AIVA, you are going to find this artificial intelligence composing emotional soundtrack music, and they are available. Like some of the samples are available. You can listen to them, and then you can think that who made it? Like, is it AI made it or human being made it? It's hard to detect the difference. They are made very very well, quite nicely made. So music composition, music composition. These are very creative jobs. Yeah, so people say that creative jobs, human beings will keep the creative jobs, and the regular jobs will be taken over by AI. This is a debate which goes on. I'm not contesting that. That is to a good extent in the time we are in. That is what is happening. The jobs which are regular, same repetitive jobs, low level jobs, they are the ones which are being taken by different technologies. That is what is happening. But if you study the field, you will see that these are designing and writing novels and creating music. These are kind of creative works, quite creative if you think about it. uh, so in your own time you would have to. This is now really mind blowing. We create the most realistic artificial voices in the world. Artificial voices. So AI can create my voice just like I am speaking, same voice quality. So there is this software. You open it, it asks you to read couple of lines. They give you the script and you read it. So I will read whatever they ask me for 5-10 minutes, and then it is going to create that my voice. And then when you will hear that voice, you will think that it is my voice. And this is not future again. This is now. So the way Karina speaks, just open the open the app. It asks you to say a couple of lines. You say them, and then it's going to have your voice in a very short period of time. I'm not talking about days or something like that. No, very realistic. So what? It's quite mind-boggling if you think about it. Quite, someone can call your family and speak in your voice using AI and say whatever they have to say. Yeah, again, it is not future. Deepfakes, I'm sure you are familiar with it. Like they will put your face on a body, and that, of course, is not your body, but um, it will look like that it is your body. Yeah. Run a YouTube search if you are not familiar. I'm sure you are, but still, if someone is not, go on YouTube, deepfake politicians, for example, political leaders. And yesterday, someone mentioned fake news. So this is a very interesting tool to create fake news. People will be seeing your face, your voice, and saying something, and it's not you. So the people who really matter, like the political leaders or who have power over others or who make powerful decisions, can really create havoc, if you think. Yeah. Yeah, so many applications around these. This was quite interesting. How Goodyear is using data, AI, and digital twins to create the tires of the future. Tires of the future, using creating tires using AI. So, for example, I would have my new tires in my car, Goodyear tires, and I'm driving, and everyone's driving pattern is different. Some people take the right curve faster, some people take left curve faster, some people brake very aggressively, different so that impacts how the tires are wearing out. So AI will monitor that, at which tires are wearing out, and then make adjustments. And then some material, let me show you a little bit, maybe. For example, look at this. um, Uses AI to monitor and learn from driver behavior. Over its lifetime, it dispenses a synthetic material inspired by the carbon structure of spider silk to alter the composition of the tire, adapting it to suit the way the vehicle is driven. It's quite mind-boggling. Yeah. This is what Goodyear, for example, is working on. Goodyear, a company which manufactures tires. Yeah. This is an interesting example of um, machine learning reveals recipes for building artificial proteins. Artificial proteins, yeah, that application is now quite wide. Proteins. It can be, for example, it has implications in healthcare, in agriculture. We were talking about energy yesterday, electric cars and so on. It has an application there. Artificial proteins. Yeah. AI can already learn the ability to learn something. Ability to learn. Yeah. Why human beings are superior? Um, uh, I should not say superior. Well, it is they are we are superior, but the advancements human beings have done in this world. There are so many different animals and other type of things which have more physical power than us, like a tiger or elephant or whatever. But they have not made the advancement which human beings have in this world. Outside of this world, I don't know, but in this world, what is obvious to us is that other animals can have more physical power than us, but we have made the advancement, not them. Um, so what makes us unique? Many things you can say, but our ability to learn and build on the past knowledge and then transfer it to future generation and then learn in our lifetime and then transfer to the next one, and then learn and transfer. So that is how that knowledge keeps on improving. So AI can already can learn, make mistakes, adjust, learn from the mistakes, improve next time. This is human characteristic. So AI can already learn. You can look into this project, MIT project, towards AI that learns to write code. Yeah, coding. So some of you, from your reflections, I was seeing that you guys have, some of you are coders, and at least one person, and they have done some coding and those type of things. So they were sharing that in their reflection, which is very good. But there are some types of coding which maybe artificial intelligence is going to go do it on its own. For example, building a website 10-15 years ago, you had to learn some type of language to build a website. Like, for example, you would learn HTML. You would learn HTML, and then if you know it, then you will create the code and you will build the website and all of that. Nowadays, you don't need to learn any language. As a matter of fact, you don't have to know anything at all. You just, there are website, you go there, there are templates, you just choose the templates, and it is going to create itself. Just clicking within 5 minutes, even before that, if you are fast, but let's say 5-10 minutes, you can create your website. But 10-15 years ago, that was not the case. You had to. So I'm not saying learning language is not good. Of course, if you have the knowledge of the language, uh, you know Java, you know C, C++, whatever, different languages are there based on what you want to do. So it's very good, learn the languages. But I'm saying that AI is also, developing that ability. So once it starts learning on its own, it is learning on its own, and then it is looking at taking information from various sources, and yeah. So think about it, like how you would, in your profession, how you would compete with artificial intelligence. It can debate, it can make a logical point of view. Yeah. And link it with yesterday's discussion also. This now, let's AI can already read your mind. Please take a moment to, again, as I was saying yesterday, there is no fake news in the presentation. Everything is researched properly before sharing with you. So this is what is happening. And you can now read more, whatever is fascinating. Read your mind, reading your mind. Yeah. AI can now read your thoughts and turn them into words and images. Yeah. So again, the technology is not 100%, but based on various cues. Yeah. If it can see, it can, it can look up your facial expressions. You are speaking, it is going to, from your voice quality, it is going to understand what emotions you are going through. Yeah. In just in yesterday's reflection, one friend was talking about how AI can detect cancers in throat by listening to the voice. AI listening to your voice, and from there detecting if you have cancers. There are different types of cancers. Cancer in the throat, for example. And again, these things are not future. These things are not future. So reading thoughts, reading mind, that is, and the scientists are working on these things as we are speaking. So again, it is not 100%, but over a period of time, uh, we don't know when these things will be like competing at the level of human being. Yeah, but there will be some time when these things will be um, in a very good working condition, maybe 90%, 95% times correct. Yeah. It's just matter of time. Now the debate is when. Some people would say in 50 years, some people would say in 80 years, some people would say in 100 years. Those friends who are a little bit skeptical and they think, no, no, this is just, this is not real. There are some, not you guys, but there are some people who think like that also. Well, 200 years, but no one can really say that this is not going to, this will never happen. It's not going to happen based on what is happening. It is, the debate is about the time. Some people are saying it will happen very fast. Prepare for it. It will happen in our lifetime. Some people will say, okay, well, not in our lifetime. And I'm not saying anything on that. It is up to you. If you think that it can happen in our lifetime, then it is a different strategy you will take. If you think it will not happen in our lifetime, then it is a different strategy. Yeah, run some Google searches on this and read about this, like how advanced it is. Yeah, and this thing now, it's very interesting that many people who are quite well read in their field, they also, I realize that they don't know about this thing. I don't know how many of you knew that AI can read thoughts and so on. I was sitting with some highly qualified people who are visiting from US, and we were just having a little conversation, and in the conversation I just, something came up and I said something like, that technologies can read my thoughts and that type of thing. And everyone was like, what is that? What are you talking about? How that is possible? What is, and people started like kind of a laughing type of thing, that it's like, so um, um, but then I said to them that I'm going to forward you the article or something, and then I looked up some like research article, and but before I sent them, one of them just ran Google searches and spent like 15-20 minutes, and they said yes, there are some thing going on in that. So because it seems quite, like how to read thoughts, how it will read thoughts. But if you make connection with what we have been saying yesterday, like facial recognition, we, when we are angry, we have different face. We have, when we are sad, different face. From the voice, it generates, by listening to the voice, you can understand. You are talking with phone on with someone who are only listening to your voice, and they can say like you are happy or you are sad, or those people who know like everything is okay, you are fine, that type of thing. So why technology would not be able to do it? What is the, it's quite scary also in many ways, and the application, but look, but let me think about positive application, because that is the purpose of our engagement. Like it is like you are going in a shop, and when you go in the shop, they are using artificial, like a clothing shop, and you have something in your mind that this is what you want, and the AI detects that, and whatever type of clothing you would want, it will there is a screen, and it will show you that screen on show that um, clothing or the style or the colors on that screen. Yeah, I was reading there are some stores in US, and it is couple of years ago, it just come in my mind as I'm speaking about it. So in that shop, when you go there and you have a conversation with the person that, okay, you say, okay, I am looking for this type of shirt. I hope you can see me, the shirt I'm wearing. And I want it in white color, let's say. So the person would say, oh, we have this material, this type of shirt, but we don't have it in white color. We have it in other colors. So I say, okay, never mind. I will buy something else. But that conversation is recorded now. So in their system, it get recorded that I came. They have my face, they have my voice, they have the information that I came with for the white shirt. Yes. Then I look at some perfumes. I smell a couple of perfumes and I give feedback. Oh, I like this. I don't like this. I like this. I don't like this. And I ask them that, do you have that type of smell available? You have sandalwood, uh, softer smell available or not? They say no, whatever. Some things happen and then I buy. So that information is also there, like, which scents I liked, which ones I did not like. So from there, that information is there. So I go away. So for a human being to remember all that thing, it can be quite challenging, but not for technology. So let's say I come back after 3 months, 4 months, I am in the same plaza, I go back to the shop. And as I go in the shop, a smell comes. So the system releases the smell in the air in the shop as I enter. The smell is sandalwood. It is the perfume it is the perfume or wood smell which I was asking for. And I smell it and I like it. So I say, oh, I need to get it. And then on the screen, on the display, they show me a white shirt. And I say, oh, I want this white shirt also. Yeah. So see what happened there. And this is possible. You see this all the time. You walk in the shop, there are some smells coming, there are some displays. So it will be specific to you. And they know your face, the camera is there, it recognizes you. As it recognizes you, it creates that type of thing. So they were trying to do something on these lines couple of years ago in a in a shop in US, not for the perfume but for the shirts. But I am adding perfume because that is the same concept. If you can do it for the shirts, you should be able to do it for the perfumes also. Spreading a certain smell in the room. As I see that Iona is entering the class and I know that she likes that smell, I just the in the classroom that smell comes and Iona is going to like it, of course. And she does not even know that what is happening. She does not know how that she's maybe thinking that this is the smell which comes here.
Sorry for interrupting.
Yeah, please go ahead.
I have a topic that it's quite debatable. Well, these days I took a picture of a dress and I was in the city. I took the picture and next time it appeared on my search history and it appeared on many sites. And I talked about it and I thought about it, like, did this happen? And I was so surprised. It was recommended in every other site and in every other color, in different options.
My God, my God. This is thanks very much for this sharing this, Henriette. It is
And I guess
amazing.
it's because well, when you download an app like Google Chrome, it asks you if you give the permission to access your photos or files, and I said I allow it because why not? It's no harm. But now I know that it's literally something that helps you know me better and know the person better.
This is really interesting. This is really, really, really interesting what our friend is saying here. Because think about it, in many websites you want to join them, and for girls, it maybe girls go more for shopping online and different like makeup or clothing or shoes or something like that. They are like looking, trying makeups online. There are apps you can try makeup and how it will look on your skin and all of those things. And on many websites you will see that um, they say that this is you can join the website for free and we are not charging for you, but enter your email address and enter your name and age and whatever. They will put you a little bit of a form and they would say it's free at the website, so they will let you use the website free, but they have the they have your they have your data. So we are thinking that we are using this app or something free, but if you think about it, they are charging us a lot by capturing our data. So they have our data and they will have whatever we search online. Do you think no one is looking at it? Do you really think that? Whatever you search, whatever you search online, no one is looking at it. It's going somewhere. It's going somewhere. It's going in algorithms. That is how it is giving you what you like. Why we go on Instagram and we stay there for like forever and we cannot come out. We look at one picture and next picture. It is giving you the pictures which it thinks you are going to like based on your search history. So you go on the, just like what Henriette mentioned very nicely, and I'm sure all of us can relate with that, that you look for a dress on Instagram and then you get a similar type of dress and you which you like and you look at it and then you get something else, and then whatever you are looking at cars, it is going to show you the card which you are going to like, whatever. So then we say that AI cannot understand us. AI do not understand human emotions. Where we are, what are we thinking? I'm not saying that it does not or it does. I'm just putting some things for us to reflect on. And this is very common space. You are looking for, I was looking for airline flights, airline tickets using Google. And then it started giving me, different options and all of that. And even in my email, the the things started coming, although I did not, when I was looking for airline ticket, I did not put in my email, but everything is linked. And these are, the data is in the control of couple of companies. If you think about it, it's couple of companies. Who owns
Right.
Instagram? Who owns, anyone can tell? Run a search, who owns Instagram?
Everything is owned by Google now, by Facebook nowadays.
Facebook. So Instagram,
Instagram, Facebook, I think TikTok, but I'm not sure if TikTok goes as well. But I think they have some kind of agreements as well because you can link to one from each other. So I'm pretty much sure TikTok is owned by Mark Zuckerberg as well.
TikTok is not owned uh,
yeah,
by
TikTok is
this right
Chinese.
now, but it will be
Yeah,
Oh,
because
it
you
will
know,
be.
they
yeah.
threatened to shut it down.
But that is
And
okay. Our friend is making a point that, and it is possible Facebook might give a type. Although TikTok is owned by a heavy giant in China right now, as what I know, but things change. Eventually, it is a possibility that. But she was trying to say that everything is owned by these Instagram. Who owns Instagram? WhatsApp, who owns that? So these are is the same company. Google, it's the parent company is Alphabet, and under Alphabet, all these companies come in, including Google, and they keep on. So all the data is going in couple of hands. If you think about it, couple of hands. They have all the. We use WhatsApp and have conversations. Um, Ethically speaking, the companies should not look at that conversation, ethically speaking. but they are there for business. If they one day they want to see the conversations.
Indeed, that, and at the end of the day, we did sign or we agreed with that terms and conditions that our colleague said about, which has like 10,000 pages, but no one reads about it, just between the lines, and that's it. So we agree with them, so they use our information and they can do whatever they want with it. I mean,
Hi,
obviously,
hello. No, no, no. That's not true. That's not true because there is a law, at least in Romania, which they state that your personal data should be encrypted. Okay, you are not allowed to publish your website if you're not able to encrypt the data. Okay, and the decryption algorithm is not always available on your side
yeah,
as
yeah,
an employee, for
I
example.
totally agree with you, but unfortunately, this doesn't apply to all the countries, and
Mhm. So
that's
both points, both friends, what they are saying is correct. When you look at some of the country laws, as we were talking yesterday, also that what is ethical in Jamaica may be not ethical in your country. So there are country laws. So thanks for pointing that out, Karina, and she's telling us about her country that there are some laws. But there are many developing countries, and many time consumers are not really aware. We are a little bit educated, but there are a lot of people who don't know their rights and those type of things. And ethically speaking, yes, they should. And if you can recall, recently in couple of years ago, Facebook also had to go to the court. You can run the search. Honorable Mark Zuckerberg was there in the court answering questions of the judge and the lawyers, that what if there were some data breaches, they had to give answer for that. So it's a quite it's what, and you can hold your point of view the way you are thinking about it, because both friends, Karina and other friend, what they said is absolutely correct. I'm not debating that. What I'm trying to reflect on is that you have a house, and in that house you have a small little room, and in that small little room you put all the data, all the information about 1 billion, 2 billion, 3 billion people in the world. And you tell those people that we are not going to go in that room. We will not go. It is in our house. We have locked it, and we will not go in the room. And people say, okay, you will not go in the room. Yeah. And that house is, let's say it is Facebook. Let's say the house is Facebook, and in that is a small room. Now the how we can know that they will look or not look, the encrypting part and all of those things, that is
Yes, exactly, exactly. You do have the information, yet it is, let's say, into the boxes. You can open the door and see only boxes. You cannot see what is inside of them, you know. And
Mhm.
the encryption algorithms, indeed, they might be okay. Maybe they are created from a student, okay, and it's really easy, or maybe it is created from an AI, and it might take you years to decrypt my age, for example.
Mhm.
Let's say here, yes, it's an interesting, let's say, battle between AI and the new quantum computers, which are really, they want to be really fast, and they do give results in decryption, which okay, this is a real, let's say, struggle at this point. Okay, some of the people are trying to figure out the best encryption algorithms, and the
Mhm.
other ones are using super weapons to
Mhm.
to
Mhm.
show
Very true.
everyone my age. Yeah,
Very, very
let's
true.
say.
Yeah. Yeah. So I think we can close this argument on what Karina is saying, because there are some controversial things also, and yes, we can debate on that. And I would encourage you to read more on this, and maybe in your reflection you can maybe comment more on this.
Yes,
We can,
yes,
yes,
exactly
yes.
about those cookies. What type of cookies your browser is
Yeah.
storing and sharing with the other ones? You can here is a very interesting trick on the human brain, based
Yes.
on what color are we usually choosing. I don't know if you ever seen on a website the green button is the accept all, and the
Yeah.
smallest button is modify your own settings. Okay. Yeah,
Yes.
that
Yes.
gets me every time almost.
Yes, this point it's worth mentioning this point about cookies, which I forgot somehow. Thanks for reminding me, Karina. So this comes all the time, like accept cookies, but many people, maybe all of you know this, but many people don't know what it is, and they just accept it, and then it is the data is that you are accepting that it is going somewhere. So interesting points to think about. Um, Divorce rate and this type of thing, in divorce situations, you can run some situation, quite it's being used in quite complex human situations. um, make parenting arrangements and divide their assets. Companies are using artificial intelligence to make those type of decisions, and you can read a little bit about that, all these things which I and if you want to read the if you want to check it out, this is the app is Amica, Amica, Amica. So you can check it out and see what is happening. So this is now something to reflect on. Artificial intelligence chips benefit from a good night's sleeps. So there is some argument that technology never sleep; it works continuously. That is why these robotic arms and these type of things started to be used in assembly lines, because they can continuously work for longer hours compared to human beings. So I saw I read this paper. It's very interesting. You can also look it up. What happens is that in that downtime, it compiles the data, collects it, sort it out, and all of that. So they are calling it sleep there. Yeah. AI that mimics the brain needs sleep just like humans. Study reveal, you can look it up. The study, quite interesting study there. The AI became unstable during long periods of unsupervised learning. Yeah. And so what is supervised learning? What is unsupervised learning? These type of things I'm going to make you read at the end of today's session. I'm going to highlight some things which you need to maybe look it up in your own time if you are not familiar with that. As it attempted to classify objects using their dictionary definitions without having any prior examples to compare them to. Yeah. So it becomes a little bit unstable, and then the sleep downtime, it helps it. Yeah. So interesting thing too. And this is the study. You can look it up from science. Artificial brains may need sleep too. It's 2020 study. Neural networks that become unstable after continuous periods of self-learning will return to stability after exposed to sleep-like states. Yeah, so it is not like a sleep like we sleep, but in our sleep also, if you read what are the benefits of what happens uh, with humans when we sleep. We are sleeping, but our brain don't sleep. Our brain works 24/7. Even when we think that our brain is not working right now, it is working. So it compiles thoughts, and it all that various activities happen when human beings sleep in the brain. So maybe that is why they are saying it sleep like state. So going forward, Salesforce, this is a company, you can look it up. CEO calls artificial intelligence a new human right. A new human right. So the CEO there is saying that AI is the new human right. What are human rights nowadays? Um, Freedom of speech, maybe, that you should be able to express yourself. Um, Ability to have, it's your right to have clean air. It is your it is your right to feel safe in an environment. You are living in the country should give you security. That is why they have police and all the laws to make you feel secured. Yeah. So that is your right. These type of things in different countries, there are different rights. So this guy is saying that AI is the new human right. It is right of human beings to gain the understanding benefits of artificial intelligence. And please think about it, why he is saying this. What is the reason that it is a human right? Because again, link it with yesterday. The countries which will have better data, and from there they would have created better algorithms for, and from there gain the benefits of artificial intelligence, improve productivity, efficiency gains, all of those things which we have been saying yesterday and today. Those countries are going to advance. The countries which will not have access to those things, they are going to go back. Why you think, why you think, which company is the richest company in the world? Who is the richest guy in the world? I think it is, who is the richest guy in the world? Um, um, what is the name of the richest guy in the world? I'm forgetting. Jeff Bezos, yeah? Amazon guy, I think. Yeah.
Elon
So
Musk is right now, I guess.
Elon Musk is okay. Okay, I'm so. And what number is Jeff Bezos? He might be number 2 or something.
Yes, Jeff Bezos
Okay.
is number 2.
Number 2. Okay. Thanks for that. So Jeff Bezos, he owns Amazon. Why Amazon is increasing the business and increasing the, they understand their customers. They understand you buy one thing from there. They give you recommendations that these things you are going to like these things also. You buy one book and they say, okay, the people who like this book, they are also going to like this book, this book, this book. You look at one movie, they give you, um, you will Netflix, you are on Netflix, you watch one show, they give you recommendation that you will like this. Netflix is running on artificial intelligence. It is, yeah. So it is, you like one thing.
Yes, the recommending system, if I'm not wrong, how do they recommend you what to see, what to
What to
try
see. Yeah.
to like?
Yes. So please run a
Exactly.
search on.
Somehow
Yeah. Yes. So
maybe
run
it's
a
something
search.
they do have some tags on the
Yes.
movies,
Yes.
and based on that they create your profile. Maybe I'm not
Yes.
really sure. I'm not sure if they do have the
Yes.
open
That's,
source on that.
you are on right track. You are on right track. So read on this Netflix artificial intelligence. You are going to find some information on that. That how they are using it. Yeah. So that is why you watch. They recommend you a show and you watch it. You like it. You like it because they are looking at your how you are. They are also looking at how you are viewing it. Like what is your concentration span? How many times you pause the video? Are you watching it in one go, or if you are pausing it again and again and again? And do you maybe you start a show and you stop it and you say I don't like it. For you, that time is wasted, but for a website that time is not wasted because they know that you clicked this, you started it, but then you did not watch, so something happened. So the click, maybe because of the actors, maybe because of the poster, or maybe some reason, maybe because of name, and they will figure it out. You clicked it, you watched it, and then you stopped and you never came back. That is information. That is information. So these companies are like Facebook. What Facebook charge us? If you have a Facebook account, do they really charge? Yes, they might have different prices for if you want to charge, if you want to use some premium service, but a basic account is free. Yeah, is free. Basic account. Instagram basic account is free. Other things, your email basic accounts are free. You can always pay and then use premium services of your email and so on, Hotmail or whatever. But basic accounts are free. But what I'm trying to say is they are not free because nothing is free. Everything has some type of cost. So it is the data and the information, and then they are building on that, Yeah. And from there, you can look at the model of YouTube, for example, because people are earning money from there, YouTube also. Yeah. Like people who are consumers also, they are making money from that by posting good content, and other people are watching it. So look at the model of YouTube. YouTube is not creating those videos. So you and me, people like you and me, they are creating the content, posting on YouTube. So we create the content, we post it, and people like us, they are watching it. And from this model, YouTube is making money by putting in those advertisements and charging those advertisers. So the content we are creating, people are watching, and YouTube is making a lot of money from there. Yeah. Yes, the content creators are also making money, but not as much as, of course, so what are they? They just gave us the platform there. Yeah. Why I'm discussing this, the underlying reason for discussing all these things. The underlying reason is that what I'm trying to suggest is that try to be entrepreneurs. Yeah. Yes, you are students there, you will study your degrees and you are going to find a job and you are going to have a 9 to 5 or whatever different shifts. You will find a job and you will work there, and nothing is wrong in that. um, that is good experience. But meanwhile, try to think about some type of project in your own time which is of entrepreneurial nature, some a little small business. It can be anything, whatever. You are a coder, learn coding better, offer your service on internet. You don't have to, even you can create your own website also, but there are many platforms where you can join and offer your services, whatever it is. Yeah, entrepreneurial thinking, and then link it with these type of technologies and link it with what would be the requirements from the business, uh, consultancy types of things, some type of small. And it does not matter if the business is small. Yeah, because businesses, when any big businesses we are seeing now, they were very small in when they started. Facebook, you know the story how Facebook started. Yeah, I don't need to tell you. Yeah, you know it. Very small, from dorms, dorm room, just like some of our friends are sitting in their dorms right now in their university campus. From there, couple of friends, they joined and they started Facebook there. Amazon, it started from very small office, office, very small. And how many years ago it started? 30, 35 years ago. Amazon, how old is Amazon? Please run a Google search and try to find out which year they started. Maybe 30 years, maybe 35. It's not very old business. It's relatively new business. 30, 35 is not big amount of time. And in that time, see the achievement. Become the second richest person in the world. Yeah. So it's these technologies are quite powerful. Like even the mode of internet, you have access to the world markets. You create something, you put it on. I think that something you should start and see how it goes and learn from that. But anyways, otherwise, if it is not given as human right, what would happen? The world will see another tech divide. Those with access to AI will be smarter, healthier, and richer, while those without access will be weaker and poorer. Yeah. So there is no, it's not like we can close our eyes and let this run. The usage of AI, going to try to look at it in a faster way, but as I was saying yesterday, you don't have to reflect on all these different things I'm sharing with you. What you need to do is find the area you are interested in. You are interested in airlines, you are interested in whatever field, fashion, modeling, clothing, merchandising. In your interest of field, you need to look up how artificial intelligence is being used. Yeah. Then you will be very interested in knowing what is happening because the area is of your interest and you are looking at technologies, and I think that is sufficient. If you are not interested in banking, just a general knowledge is enough. You don't have to uh, study it that much in detail. But through these slides, I'm trying to say that, big companies, big firms like Morgan Stanley are using artificial intelligence to manage clients' money. Yeah, so it is not, so human beings are all also there. I'm not saying human beings are not there, but artificial intelligence is giving them the uh, some better ways to manage the money. And money is, you can't risk risk it. So now you can imagine how much uh, they are confident of such technologies. The amazing way is how MasterCard uses artificial intelligence to stop fraud and reduce false declines. Yeah, so go on MasterCard International website. Just run a Google search, MasterCard artificial intelligence. And I read on their website that how they are using artificial intelligence and so on. So you can also, it's a brief note, it's not nothing long, so you can quickly scan through that. Yeah. This is interesting. It is 94% of UK-based financial services industry decision makers believe that AI has the most potential to revolutionize the sector over the next 5 years. 94%, which is ahead of blockchain 53% and Internet of Things 24%. Yeah, but which are equally important: blockchain, Internet of Things, 5G, all these type of things we briefly spoke about yesterday. Yeah. Yeah, so this is now healthcare. Yeah, the global AI in healthcare market is expected to grow from 4.9 billion USD in 2020 to 45 billion in 2026. So just in 6 years, from 5 billion to 45 billion, it has the potential to grow. Yeah. And in healthcare, the usage of AI is just increasing and increasing and increasing. Like even in diagnosis, there are apps. You can go on the apps, and it is going to ask you a couple of questions, and then it is going to recommend some prescription for you. And there is no doctor on the other side. It is artificial intelligence and other type of technologies they are using that. And the problem here is, I think, is of how much we are comfortable with using AI. Just like one friend was mentioning, I think this yesterday, not directly, but indirectly, I think he mentioned it, that we need some, like one friend was saying that, in a self-driving car, she might not want to sit because it can't have a little chat maybe, or there is no human being there, so it can be a little bit lonely or something like that. It would be good to have a little chat or something, as someone is dropping you to your destination. So that factor might be missing as we speak now. And even when artificial intelligence becomes very good, even at that time, we will know that we are talking with artificial intelligence. It is not real. It is not us. It is something different. I think that would be a challenge. But I think that can be mitigated also. That can be mitigated. But then, of course, not all of us are going to agree. I'm sure that I said many things today which you guys do not agree with, and that is perfectly fine. That is perfectly fine. And I think that is the beauty of this thing, because no one knows the future. Do I know the future? No, I don't know the future. Do you know the future? No, you also don't know the future. We are just thinking on what knowledge we have and how we think about different things. So I was reading this article, and they were saying that in forecasting, when you are forecasting for the future, hold your opinion, hold your strong opinions loosely. Hold strong opinion loosely. Yeah. Hold strong opinion loosely. So, like you saw that when Alexandra was maybe making points yesterday or today, right? She had some points, and then when Karina came in, she had some points, and she had a strong conviction voice, and she said, "Yes, this is how it is, and this is yeah." So it is a strong opinion, strong opinion. And then many things which I say, I'm sure from my voice, you can say, "Oh, okay, on this part, Tashfeen is more. He believes in this. He's having a little strong opinion about this." So in forecasting, that does not work, because forecasting is, you don't know what is in the future. So you can have your strong opinions, but a little bit of a flexibility that we don't know. I think that this will happen, but to accept that not 100% sure that this will happen, a little bit of a flexibility. Hold strong opinion loosely, but it is very hard. It is very hard to hold strong opinion loosely, because that is what you feel, that is what makes you. It's your opinion, you have lived it, you have experienced it, you know this is correct, this is your opinion. And then anything, when someone will say something which is, is contrary to that, you are going to defend it because it is your own opinion. So this is something which maybe you should think about, that how to hold strong opinion a little bit loosely. Okay, there are some AI can detect Alzheimer's in brain scan 6 years before a diagnosis. 6 years before a diagnosis. Yeah. Even if it is not 6 years, even if it is 3 years, even if it is 2 years, even if it is 1 year, it can help a lot. They are saying 6 years, but I think even if it is half of that, is quite interesting. Quite interesting. Quite interesting. And these are the reasons why I said yesterday that no one can really prepare us for the future. They can give the direction, but we need to now spend some time in our area of interest and see how to prepare about that. Because others cannot do it for us. That's at least that is what I feel very strongly. But I just said that hold your strong opinions loosely. AI identifies prostate cancer with near perfect accuracy, near perfect medical press. And when you will Google these searches, they are going to give you the names of the articles and all, and then you can go and read those articles also and so on. For example, this study published in the Digital Health by University of Pittsburgh researchers and so on. So in the stories, the details are there.
I have a question.
Give me a second. Let me
Yeah.
finalize this.
Mhm.
AI system spot lung cancer, for example. Yeah. So what I'm trying to say that doctors are going to, they can take a lot of uh, lot of benefit from these type of technologies. A lot of benefit. So a combination of, yeah, a more accurate breast cancer diagnosis. Um, One of my friend, his mother had to go through this breast cancer treatment some time ago, and they were telling me that if the diagnosis was done a little bit earlier, then they could save that situation. Yeah, it's quite interesting. Um, Health related, a lot of example, but I'm going to maybe skip that because I think I made the point which I wanted to make. Yeah. Yes, please go ahead. Any comments, any thoughts, any observations on what we are doing? Some friend wanted to talk. Please go ahead.
Yeah, it's Nihat. I was just wondering how they get the data. Like, are they then working with the insurances, the health insurances, to get the information regarding if they're getting cancer or not? Or
Yeah, this is interesting. This is because we just spoke about the data and in different countries
Mhm,
what is happening. So read the articles in detail and see. I think many times they don't really give that type of information also, because I was
mhm,
also wondering that sometimes maybe from their own records they
mhm,
are going to use that data, but they are
mhm,
going to maybe say that we will not look at the data, we will just you input it as an input. So
mhm,
sometimes you can just look at the data without looking at the individual persons, like you make the dummies or something like that. So maybe that is how they are doing it. uh,
mhm,
and I maybe in the law also uh, it is possible to do that, maybe. So for example, I am whatever I am searching on Google, whatever I am searching, Google can look at what I am searching without looking at my name. So
mhm,
okay, someone who is aged 30, who is sitting in Jamaica, who do these things with this profile, they do this type of searches, maybe something like that. But
mhm,
different countries in the would have different laws and regulations on that. But I can tell you about, for example, in Jamaica, like we have the laws, we have the regulations, they are there, but they are not really enforced that much, maybe because we are developing countries and it is easier to get away from certain things. For example, simple thing, let's talk about something simple, like photocopying a book, make a photocopy of a book. So in certain countries, you cannot take a book to a photocopy person and ask them to photocopy all the book. You cannot do that. But then in Jamaica, if I want to photocopy whole book, I can do that. Although it is not legally, it is not correct. I should not do it. But I'm just saying that it's a simple thing, but in some countries it is followed, in other countries it is not. So you can think about these type of things. So any industry you can think of, any industry, it has AI implications in that. This is I enjoyed this article. She's a model and she's saying that she knows that how artificial intelligence will eventually take my job. It's a model. It's a good looking, beautiful girl who walks on the ramp, showcase clothes. You know how models walk and all of that glamorous life and whatever. Well, from outside it is glamorous, but I'm sure inside it is not that glamorous. So even those type of jobs. She thinks that it can be taken over. Now there are different school of thoughts like about artificial intelligence, just like you saw in our conversation also. Karina is looking at things differently than maybe other friends. Uh, I am looking at things differently than maybe some other friend in the session. Although see, we are just 6 7 people in the session, but still we won't agree on all the things. It's not possible. It's not possible. You will. Some of us are going to think differently. It's that is going to happen. So in the wider world also, there's the same thing happening. So for that, I included this. Elon Musk, if you do not think AI could outsmart you, you are an, what he says? Okay, I don't want to say the word, but that is what you are. Yeah. The people I see being the most wrong about AI are the ones who are very smart because they cannot imagine that a computer could be way smarter than them. That is the flaw in their logic. Yeah, this is what Elon Musk says. Now we can agree with him or we can disagree with him. But Henry, I think, just told us that Elon Musk is the richest guy in the world. He is the richest guy in the world. So if he's saying something, maybe it is correct. I'm not saying it is correct or not. It is up to you. So not saying that just use AI. AI will match human intelligence by about 2062. So I was saying that there are different thoughts on that. Some people are saying 2050, 2062, 2100. That is now, if you ask me when, I would not know, to be honest. I don't know when. But I certainly know that this is going to happen. And it is just going to increase. It is not going anyway. It's not slowing down. It is going to increase and increase. And I do feel that the people who will have knowledge of such technologies, they will have a better life, because just like Facebook, Amazon, they are making more money than other companies. Why? Because they are investing in these technologies. Same way will be for human beings, same way will be countries, same way will be for companies, most likely. But we never know, anything can happen. No one knew COVID-19 will come. Well, I should not say we did not know that COVID-19 would come, but people who are in this field, they have been saying for many years that something like this can happen. And now we know that they have been saying it. But because we were busy in our daily life, we were busy with what we were doing, and we were not reading those type of things. So we did not know. Yeah, I did not know. I don't know about you. I had no idea because I was not reading on those things. But when this came, and then I looked back in the what people have been saying over the years, people have been saying that something like this is going to come. Yeah.
I have something to say.
Please go ahead. Please go ahead, Henriette.
Because we talked about Elon Musk, I think we didn't mention the humanoid robot he is designing.
Yeah.
And the robot is designed to help with repetitive, boring tasks people hate doing. And he suggested the robot could run to the grocery store, but presumably it would handle any number of tasks involving manual labor. And it's kind of scary.
Why you said it is scary, Henriette? Like, if there is a robot like that, would not you want to use it?
Because designing robots leads to people being jobless, and it helps do a lot of jobs, and it could take revenge on us on something. Because it's developing its own mind at some point, because we develop so fast and we can't keep up with this.
Thanks for bringing this point, Henriette. And I see that couple of times today you helped the discussion going in the right direction. where I wanted to take it, but somehow because I'm thinking about so many things, I did not mention this thing which you are talking about. And you are absolutely correct, because these are the things which regular people think about. They have this type of, they fear AI, they think it is going to take over their jobs. And this even this thing you mentioned, like revenge and something like that, that is also. And when AI is learning on its own, and the type of movies are there on AI, they make us think like that. So you are not just alone in that. A lot of people think in that way. But I want to request that don't fear AI. It is not about fearing AI. And in my concluding slides, I'm going to say something on jobs also. So let's continue uh, on this. Yeah. So for example, Samsung president says we should really worry about ethics as artificial intelligence moves into our DNA. Ethical issues. And now you need to think about all these things. Even this point which Henriette is mentioning about job losses and what is ethical, what is not ethical. There are so many pointers from yesterday and today. Data point, Karina was mentioning data pointers and her reservations on that. Yeah, quite valid reservations. Yeah, Alexandra or other friends who are making some points there. Yeah. So it's quite and then the ethics, what is ethical, what is not ethical. People don't agree on that. Europe has different definition of ethics than United States of America, and China has different definition of ethics than US or Europe. This is what it is. Yeah, different definitions. Yeah. So ethical issues, I think, are quite interesting. Google CEO again must be very smart to be a CEO of such a big giant. Artificial intelligence needs to be regulated. Yeah. So he's identifying in the right direction that the laws, because one friend raised a question about this thing about data, like how they are gaining the data, where is the data coming from, where is the information coming from. Yeah. So all that is regulations. So you can become a lawyer of dealing with the regulations in artificial intelligence. You can't go wrong with that field. You can't, because companies will need lawyers who are experts in AI ethics, AI regulations. Companies all over the world will need it. So then your job is kind of secure there. Because you are regulating AI. So you have to be a human being, I suppose. Your job is there if you are interested. EU struggles to go from talks to action on artificial intelligence, and I mentioned it yesterday. Now they have done, this is the story from last year, but now I was seeing that they have done some type of ethical framework. You can run a Google search on that. Ethical framework, European Union. So EU has devised some type of ethical framework around artificial intelligence. But it took a lot of time, a lot of dialogue, a lot of conversations. And with these type of documents, the problem is that no matter how much time you spend, even at the end of the day, there will be, not everyone is going to be happy. Not all countries will be happy. Just like in EU now, you are in European Union, I suppose. Friends who are sitting at different countries, you guys are from different countries there in European Union, in Europe. So not all countries are happy to be a part of EU. Some countries are, I should not say happy, some countries are taking more advantage of being part of EU. Other countries maybe are not getting as much of advantage as the other countries. And that happens in every integration. In Caribbean, we have, just like you have EU, we have CARICOM, Caribbean Community. So that is our integration. So in that, there are different countries which are in the, so not all countries are making as much of benefit of being part of integration. Same way in EU, same way in other. So with ethics also, I think that divide is going to be there. UK, next generation of AI talent to be trained at UK universities. They are trying to do different type of things. Different companies are training their workers. Royal Dutch Shell is one example, reskilling workers in AI as part of huge energy transition. Microsoft, 2 years ago, they have invested 1 billion in artificial intelligence project co-founded by Honorable Musk. Yeah. And Harriet was mentioning a couple of things which are very true, the fear and losing jobs, and that is how I want to conclude these slides and move on to the next topic I would like to discuss. Not next topic, just to conclude the same thing. I need to show you a couple of things. Don't fear AI. It will lead to long-term job growth. So in the short run, maybe we are seeing jobs go. But in the long run, and I want to show you some data, I asked you yesterday to run some searches about the job growth and so on. So if you did that, you would already know. But anyways, let's look at this. Yeah. So decreasing job demand, 85 million job demand are, or you can say the jobs which are being taken over by various technology, artificial intelligence, and so on. 85 million jobs are going away or trying to go away. Yeah. But then new opportunities, how many are there? They are 97 million. So 97 million is the growing job demand, and 85 million is decreasing job demand. So what is the growing job demand? I think you should reflect on this and see if some of these things interest you, so you can choose that type of career. For example, data analyst and scientist, data analysis. Yeah, data is everything, as we have established from yesterday and today. Yeah, and you knew it already. It is just we are re-establishing the points. Yeah, data and analyzing the data. Once you become data scientist, data expert, then you can go work for any company. You can work in a fashion company, you can work for airspace. Everywhere is data is everywhere. You can work in a university environment. Data is everywhere. Big data specialist, digital marketing strategy specialist, automation specialist, yeah, digital transformation specialist, information security analysts, yeah, software and application developers, yeah, internet of things, 5G, those type of things. So anyone who is going towards this side, by 2025 new jobs will emerge. Yeah, these type of jobs, and we are already seeing the trends. And then what type of jobs are going away? 85 million. What type of decreasing job demand? Yeah, data entry clerks. Yeah, that, like Henry had just mentioned, that the robot is going to do the basic tasks, which are repetitive common tasks. So human beings have more free time to do other things which are maybe more worthy of our time than doing the basic tasks. Because if artificial intelligence and such technologies can do that basic task, why not? Why not? But then what is the point here is what is basic and what is not basic. That is the that is the point here. And what is basic and what is not basic? What is basic and what is not basic? AI can see, AI can understand emotions, AI companies are using to conduct job interviews. AI can touch. AI can create perfumes without smelling. AI can detect illnesses. AI can write. AI can create, design, write novels, create music, all these type of different things which we have been speaking yesterday and today. And there are so many other things also. Yeah. So in this, you need to find something unique with your what you are passionate about and what maybe AI cannot do as good as human beings, and then you need to spend some time in that, and over the years you can see how that goes. Yeah. Okay, so let's continue with this. I'm done with the slides, but I'm going to the website now and want to look into a couple of things from there. In your course outline, the link of the website is already there, but if you, but I'm going to share the link here also. Yeah, I'm going to open the website and take you through a couple of things. Of course, we do not have the luxury of time to go through that in our session. But as I was saying yesterday, the website is open. It will not be closed even after the week. It is there for you. You can take time and scan through those things and see what is happening. The website is this, tashfeen.pbworks.com. Go on that and click for artificial intelligence, and then you will see this. So from here, I want you are going to, of course, in your own time, you are going to look at everything, but I want to look into some things today. Yeah. So AI and its application. Yeah. This is what I want to quickly scan through. We have already covered that looking at the slides, but when you will click here, you are going to see some interesting things here. Yeah, some interesting things. So this I'm going to quickly scan through for you. So for example, artificial intelligence improving experiences, travel industry, hotel and banking industry. Here is a link. Scan through that. What is happening? Let me quickly do it for you. Look at this. Let's say you want to create a career in banking industry. Yeah. So what are some of the things you might want to study or something? Something like this would be nice. Certificate in artificial intelligence in investments and banking. So I showed you that how Morgan Stanley is using artificial intelligence to invest the money of consumers, of clients, so on. So this type of certification and so on, it would be beneficial for you if you are interested in banking. So same way, in your industry, you need to see that what type of certification, what type of qualification can help you in breaking in that career. Here is an example. You can look at. I am turning down the volume of the clip. Just want to show you, like, these clients come, the robot is there, they are having a conversation about the basics, something basics. There is a human, there are human beings also on the desk in the background, as you can see in the back. There are human beings there, and they are being also served, and that is fine. But there is a robot also, yeah, and it's some different type of basic questions can be asked here, and all you need to do is, this robot might look a little bit creepy to you, like look at the eyes or whatever, but all of this can be fixed. As we were discussing yesterday, you can give it the skin, you can make it look like me or anyone else, look like you or whatever looks you can give it the hair you want, you can give it the color you want, what skin, a European skin or African or Indian or Chinese, whatever. You can give it the voice quality you want. You can give it the nose and whatever. Those things can be taken care of. So this like there's an enjoyment for the customer also, like and not everyone will be comfortable, of course, but then companies are using these type of thing, and it is an example of Hilton and IBM. As a matter of fact, I think I did not include it on here, but I can recall that I think there are run a Google search, please. Um, Hotels operated by robots. Hotel operated by robot, and see what comes up. Because I was looking at some hotels where there were robots who were working there, even going in the rooms. Just like Henriette mentioned that people are working on creating different type of robots um, to do regular basic jobs and so on. There is a hotel which is using it. Um, so run a search on that. Facial recognition that.
Yeah, I just wanted to add to this. Most of these
Please go ahead.
hotels, they use robots. They are in Asia, mostly in Japan and China.
Yes.
Yes, especially now during COVID times where people they had to be isolated. There were
Yeah.
robots delivering food. In my previous job, because I just moved to Romania a year ago, but in my previous job I had to travel a lot, so I did have an experience with these robots, and it was very interesting. But it was amazing, even though it looked very scary, but it was amazing, like a robot delivering the food to you and saying thank you and hello and good morning and all this. It was something new to me, and it was amazing. Yeah.
Yes, yes. This is Alexandra, right?
Yes, that's correct.
Yes. So like, I think you had some experience of working with airline industry, and from there you were able to travel in different countries, right?
Yes, that's correct. Yes.
Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. So this is I think this is very interesting example, which like traveling, you go in different countries and you see what are things happening. Like if you have not traveled to that part of the world, like China and those, there are some restaurant, there hotels, and I can also recall that the hotel I saw some time ago. It is somewhere in China. So traveling is, I think, quite interesting. So the year before um COVID-19 came, 2019, I think. I was traveling and I visited Europe and other some countries in Asia also. I went to Hong Kong. I just want to share a little story with you. I went to Hong Kong and I went to a some of my friends there. Uh, they took me to a restaurant, and in the restaurant, from start to finish, we did not need any human being to help us because we came in. There was a machine. We pressed the button. It showed us that what is our number. Like there were other human beings waiting to be entered in the restaurant. So we pressed our number and it showed us, and we waited. And then when our turn was, the screen showed that you can come in. The person with this number can come in, and we had put the information like how many people are here and the basic information. And we go in, and then the light comes in to the seats where we should go, and there were options. So we selected, we went on the seat. Then the display said that open app on your phone, connect on Wi-Fi or internet. The internet was available there. We opened our phones, downloaded the app, made our orders, and the orders came to us on a rolling revolving tray. So not a human being came. It came on a tray, on a rolling tray, and it stopped in front of our seats. Whatever I ordered, it stopped in front of me. Whatever my friend ordered, it stopped in front of their seats, and so on. And we ate, and then we ordered again, and same thing happened. And then when we were leaving, again on the app, you could pay. Uh, but I wanted to have a little bit of a human interaction, so I said that I will pay on the front desk. So there were human beings, but what I'm trying to say that all of that experience, I could go in the restaurant, eat and do whatever I want, and then come out without seeing any human being. And although I read about these things, I did not have that experience before 2019. That was my first experience. Although you read about these things, but when you experience it, it is quite different. Like real experience is different. So this point which Alexandra made, thanks for that, Alexandra. So what I'm trying to say that traveling is, I think, interesting to countries which are more technology driven, where more technology is being used. Because, for example, in Estonia, in Europe, I'm thinking that more technology, they are more using more different type of technologies than maybe other countries. And there are, and you know that some countries there are more technologies in Europe, other countries there are not so many technologies based on infrastructure and so on. So what I'm trying to say that visiting countries like Hong Kong and going into the shops where they are practically using these type of technologies, I think if you get a chance, you should do that. You should do that. And then again, be entrepreneurial in your thinking. When you see all these type of things, and you reflect, you think, you ask yourself, you reflect that what can I do? What need I can fulfill? You are living in dorms, for example. What type of technology you can use to create some service for the friends or for the fellow university people? I think that is very, that can, because you just need one project to be a success. You don't need 10 projects to be successful. You just one successful project and it goes up and you will be fine. So I think should experiment with different. This is the right time. This is the right age where you are. Most of you are undergraduate student and that same like 20, 22, 23, that type of age group. And maybe even if someone is older, that is fine. Even if you are older, doesn't really matter. Even if you are 30, doesn't really matter. You just see what contribution can be made. So that, I think this traveling and this thing what Alexandra mentioned, I think that is interesting. Is facial recognition on the bars. I think I spoke about it yesterday. See, the people are coming in the bar. These are the people, and look at the numbers, 4, 5, whatnot, and then this is the person coming, and this is the screen. What are the orders? What are the prices? Who it should be served first? Who should be served second, and so on. I spoke about it yesterday, but here is the video. You can, and the estimated wait time 5 minutes. Whatever time you would have to wait. So in that 5 minutes, you can go out and then come back and whatever you need to do. So this is something which is being used in one of the bars. You can look up the details and so on. Race car driving experience. Yeah, so application, I'm not going to show in the class. You need to look these things up in your own time. This one is mind-blowing. It just blew my mind when I saw it. Amazing. Again, I have muted the voice, but when you play it, you can do it. So look at this bicycle, unmanned bicycle. We spoke about self-driving car, but I wanted to speak about self-driving bicycle. So it is not fake or anything. It is 100% correct. This is what. Look at this. Look at the stability of the bicycle, and you are running, and the bicycle is behind you. When you are tired, the bicycle is with you. You can just sit on it and do whatever. And Even when you are riding the bicycle, you just need to sit on the bicycle. It will just, and it is in a good speed also, and it can go faster also, and it can take the curves, and it can take different type of things. So you can read up on this project. Yeah. In construction, we're going to talk about Internet of Things, how various things can be connected. Like you must have seen smart houses, something like that, where different things are connected. Different people use it. Like my brother use it, like smart devices. Like when he's coming at home, he would from his car he turns on his lights in his room and different things. It is the app is on his phone and change the colors and whatnot. And although that is not artificial intelligence, but I'm just saying it's technologies. So um, smart uh, smart homes connected, devices are connected with each other. The same way in construction, they are going to drones. They are going to talk about drones and so on. Facility management. There are many other examples. If I had time, I would spend more time on each one, and we can have a full semester class on this also. But you can read these things in your own time. Artificial intelligence has advanced so much. It wrote this article, and this one is a newer one. Natural languages processing rivals human skill. So you can read this article and see how it is written. Yeah, and run some searches on GPT-3. Just run some search Google. Just do it like this and see what comes up. Open AI API. Just read. What you understand is okay. What you don't understand now, that is perfectly fine. Over a period of time, you will pick up the things you would be more interested in. I found this one very interesting. A gravestone, a QR code on your gravestone. Yeah, on the gravestone they are putting in QR codes. You can read this type of information. So the applications are quite huge. Design, we spoke about design from the slides, where AI is cutting, for example, product designing time into half or even more. This is another project. You can look it up, design. Uh, this one is definitely I would like to show in the class. Uh, uh, Please tell me when the video is playing the voice, can you hear it or not?
No, I can't.
Just everything. Among the 109
Can you hear now?
there's 7 sectors of
It's
very
echoing.
That's the base of the sun.
Yes.
The sacrum, that's where the energy starts from the clock.
Pharmaceutical system. As I said earlier, our vision for our system is to help you get things done. It turns out a big part of getting things done is making a phone call. You may want to get an oil change scheduled, maybe call a plumber in the middle of the week. In a good way. This
I can't hear something, to be honest.
Ooh.
actually calling a real salon to schedule the appointment for you. Let's listen.
How can I help you?
We can hear it clearly.
Looking for something on my third.
For some reason, it does create an echo.
Sure, what color are you looking for? We do not have a 12 scan available. The closest we have to that is a 115. Do you have anything between 10 a.m. and 12 p.m.? Depending on what service she would like, what service is she looking for? Just a woman's haircut for now? Okay, we have a 10 o'clock. 10 a.m. is fine. Okay, what's your first name? The first name is Lisa. Okay, perfect. So I will see Lisa at 10 o'clock on May 3rd. Okay, great. Thanks, great. Have a great day. Bye.
That was a real call you just heard. The amazing thing is the assistant can actually understand the nuances of conversation. We've been working on this technology for many years. It's called Google Duplex. It brings together all our investments over the years in natural language understanding, deep learning, text to speech. By the way, when we are done, the assistant can give you a confirmation notification saying your appointment has been taken care of. Let me give you another example. Let's say you want to call a restaurant is not easily available to book online. The call actually goes a bit differently than expected. So take a listen. Hi, I'd like to check for Wednesday the 7th.
For 7 people?
It's for 4 people.
4 people?
Wednesday at 6 p.m.
Oh, actually, we need to go like after like the 5 people. So if you 4 people, you can come.
How long is the wait usually to be seated?
Tomorrow or weekday or?
For next Wednesday, the 7th.
Oh, no, it's not a weekday. Okay.
Oh, I gotcha. Thanks. Again, that was a real call. We have many of these examples where the calls quite don't go as expected. But the assistant understands the context and nuance. It knew to ask for wait times in this case and handle the interaction gracefully.
Were you able to hear or not really? Was the
Not really.
okay, my apology. Okay, so this video I would say that watch in your, definitely it's worth watching, making appointments. Yeah, Google Duplex AI assistant calls. Yeah, please watch this video even right after the session and try to see how advanced artificial intelligence is, because it shows you that how AI voice was able to have a very difficult conversation with quite ease. That shows us how advanced this technology is already, and it is Google is using it. Yeah, music creation. I gave you some example from the PowerPoints. This is a practical demonstration of that. How robots are creating music using artificial intelligence and so on. There are quite a few examples. This one is quite interesting. Again, I'm gonna mute the voice and. But now when I am speaking, you can hear me, right? Please confirm.
Yes, we can hear
Yes,
that.
beautiful. So I'm just going to mute the voice. You can watch with the voice. You can watch the clip from the website. So look at this. What is happening here? Look at this. This is a quite. It's like when a human being is playing the game. Look at this. It's a human hand. How it has to be very steady, and you have to take time, and you're removing this block, and then you are putting it in and then removing. So it's a quite, you need a very steady hand to do this. Look at this. AI operated robotic arm is making. See how fast it is doing it, and without making any error. Yeah, very precise. You need, what do you need? You need a lot of stability, you need precision, accuracy. And when you will listen the clip with the voice, they will make you explain what is happening uh, happening there. So now think about the application, like for example, construction of house, moving big blocks, how robotic arms can be used there. Think about the application in when you are operating operations, medical operations, because a doctor need a steady hands to, for example, operate on the heart, do heart surgery or something like that. So this shows that is you can read more about this MIT M Cube lab. Um, of course, very reputable university, MIT, and they are doing this type of uh, research and the application in other industries. We are still talking about applications. Yeah. So for example, this one. Um, um, when without AI, look at this. What is happening? It is hitting it. It's not able to lift it up. Yeah. But when they are using AI powered limb, you will see later on that it detects it and it look at it. You have to lift it like this. You have to lift it like this. They are just showing that when it is not AI powered, how you have to, how it is difficult, but this is natural. How the natural process is. Yeah. They are demonstrating it. And now they are going to demonstrate the AI power. They are giving the specifications and so on. And they have also published a paper on this, that how this thing works. But definitely the AI powered is sensing better, and the movement is more like natural movement. More like natural movement. Then they are showing, they're going to show in the clip how in different places it can be used. And see, this is, he's putting in the brick or some hurdle and see if AI powered limb can detect it and move in a more natural process. So see, he puts it and it moves in a natural way. Yeah, he puts it again in the natural way. Yeah, so our one of our friend was saying, asking where the data comes from. So for this type of project, where the data would come from. So it seems that someone who have one limb and one is not working, or they have lost it for one reason, they have volunteered to be part of this lab, and then they are going through this testing. He's walking and he's giving them the test results, and in the background you see here the professor with the beard. He's sitting there and observing what is happening and so on. Yeah, quite interesting application for those who would have lost their limb for some reason. um, I mentioned that artificial intelligence can clone your voice. um, I think there is some problem when I play the voice in the video, and I don't want to waste time in correcting that now. But this clip you can watch. AI can clone any voice. It's a short clip. Watch it, and they give you the practical demonstration. This guy is going to say a couple of lines to the artificial intelligence, and it will replicate his voice. And then he calls his mother from using artificial intelligence voice, and the mother cannot detect if 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 the voice is not real. She thinks that is the real voice. That is how close it is. Quite few applications. So this page is going to go through a lot of application. I think take your time to go through that. You don't have to do it before tomorrow. Take your time, digest it. Uh, look at the ones which fascinate you more. I like this picture. Artificial intelligence will change everything. Are you ready? Look at this. What is happening here? Again, quite controversial. Not everyone would agree. But what is this? This is like a romantic relationship here. There is a girl, this girl, and this is the AI robot. Would you want something like this or not? I don't know if you will if it is creepy or it's okay or how open you are for this type of thing. But think about it, if the robot can understand your emotion, um, understand you, um, it can do all the different things which we have been talking about: sense, touch, read, write, play music, speak in your language, whatever language you are, yeah, whatever language you speak. Because for AI to learn a new language is no big deal. It can speak in the language which you want it to speak. Um, how that would be, and then this, if this robot on the left is a little bit creepy, you can give the skin or the facial expression or whatever body type you want. So what is, do you think this will happen in the future? Do you think it will not happen in the future? What how the future of relationships would be? There's a quite big debate on that which one can go through. I've posted some links here. If you are interested, you can go through them. I would just quickly go through maybe one or two uh, in terms of business like examples. Like, there is no cure for COVID-19 loneliness, but robots can help. Yeah, so this is practical application of that, robots. And many people have used these type of things during COVID-19, and you can read on this in your own time. All right, you can look these things up in your own time, I think. um, for job interviews, I was sharing some things with you yesterday, I think. um, this clip you can watch. uh, it's quite fascinating um, how they are using the robots when they are hiring. Because the AI is, you are having a conversation like this with the AI, and AI is looking at how much you are smiling. Is your smile fake or real? Are you speaking with authenticity? Are you making expressions, or your voice shows that maybe you are lying about something? All those type of things. Yeah, it's a short clip. I think you should spend some time watching it. um, and then there are some more examples here: Intel, Microsoft, and so on. So please look into these things in your own time. Yeah. Same way, AI for everyone. Um, when you click this one, AI for everyone, master the basics. Again, this thing is something which you would have to go through in your own time, like the basics. Like yesterday we were talking about strong AI and weak AI. Today something came about structured and unstructured, non-structured type of thing. So those you would have to scan through. I've arranged this information for you guys. um, Again, it starts with, should we be afraid of artificial intelligence? Should we be afraid of AI? uh, are you guys seeing the screen? Is it shared or not?
Yes, it's shared and we can see
It
it.
is shared. Okay, beautiful, beautiful. So it starts with, should you be afraid or not? Of course, you should not be afraid of AI. You just should look at what are some of the opportunities which can be created from that. And these are the things which you would look in your own time. I'm going to quickly scan through them and maybe see if I need to contribute anything on those. So for example, what is AI? Applications and examples of AI. So we spoke about applications and examples yesterday and today, but I did not spend time in explaining what is AI and what is not AI. So this, I have arranged these short videos for you. It's like 3 minute, 3.5 minute video introducing AI, narrow AI, weak AI, strong AI, so on. So this you, I think, general intelligence, artificial AGI, artificial general intelligence, and so on. What is artificial intelligence? So these things, I think you should, and then these are different articles. You don't have to read all of them, just scan through them and pick the ones which you like most. I have picked them up over the years, so it's quite, I think that it gives you a basic understanding of what is AI and what is happening in the field and so on. What are some of the risks of artificial intelligence, for example? So some videos are there in terms of applications and so on. You need to spend some time on that. This one is quite interesting. This debate, I think you should definitely listen to this, because the things I have been saying yesterday and today, they cause a lot of questions, like what will happen, how this will happen, how that will happen. And unfortunately, we are not face to face, and we don't have that much time also to really go in depth and so on. But this type of debate, I think you should definitely spend time. It is like 45 minute long debate, and Jack Ma and Elon Musk are, debating on these topics. They are sharing their opinion. So you must definitely find some time and listen to what these amazing guys have to say. It is one-on-one talk. They are speaking their mind out. They are not hiding, holding. It seems they are not holding anything back, and they are giving their reservations, and they are giving the risks and the opportunities. If you listen to it, I think it can drive some type of some ideas in you, and then from there maybe you can read more and see what is happening. So then AI concepts, terminologies, and application areas. Again, you would have to go through these type of things. What is machine learning? What is deep learning? What are neural networks? So I have tried to find short, concise videos which you can watch and learn the basics, like this, the terminologies. Yeah. You don't have to memorize them or anything. There is no exam or anything. I'm not taking any exam and I will be asking you definitions or no. The time is too short for you to memorize if you already don't know. But over a period of time, you can learn the differences between them. Like, it's a very good introduction to machine learning. Short clip there. I have watched all various things I watch, and the ones which are really useful for this type of introductory engagement, those are the ones which I have decided to put on this. This is, for example, artificial intelligence and machine learning. Of course, these ones are a little bit longer, so you definitely won't be able to do it by Friday when we are closing. For example, this GIS, yeah, geographical interfaces, and how artificial intelligence and machine learning is being used. Quite an interesting example to look at it, and this one was not in the slides. Yeah. So most of the time on this one, you are looking at various definitions and so on, how they are applied. For example, in self-driving cars, in the short clip, 4 minutes, he's going to make you understand what are those things. Yesterday, this topic came, neuromorphic computing. Yeah, and I asked you to run some Google searches on that. I have added this article here. Please find some time in watching that, basic things. Then the issues, concerns, ethical considerations. I think they came yesterday also and today also, and you also, the comments you are making, I got the feeling that you guys are also quite sensitive towards, data and security and privacy and ethical issues and so on. So these are some basic, entries on ethics. These are quite coming from quite reputable sources. For example, uh, Stanford Ethics of AI and Robotics. It's a longer article, but it takes care of so many different things like human robot interaction, uh, how you need to look into ethics in that automation and employment, machine ethics, and so on. And it is in a very easy to understand language. So even if you are a newcomer and you don't have a background in these type of conversations, you will be able to go through that. UNESCO recommendations on the ethics of artificial intelligence. As a matter of fact, in your own country, you should look at artificial intelligence policy. Like just run a Google search, artificial intelligence policy, and the name of your country, wherever you are coming from. Yeah. So artificial intelligence policy, name of your country, run a search, see what is the national policy, if there is any. Yeah. Most likely you are coming from Europe, so your country might have some type of, even if it is one of the developing countries in the Europe, should have some type of artificial intelligence policy. Read it. What is the national direction your country is thinking to take in terms of using these type of technologies? Yes. So that I think would be useful. So they are talking about biases, ethical issues, bias, trust. Uh, this is a very good application, facial recognition, and so on. We were speaking about facial recognition yesterday, and I remember you guys also gave a couple of examples on that. This is a great example of that. Please do find time to watch about it. And then the jobs, what type of careers, how you should prepare for career in the age of artificial intelligence. And you don't necessarily have to go in so much deep into coding and mathematics or even data. You don't have, without going too much deep into computer sciences, you can still make out some career, for example, in ethics and legal requirements and those type of things which we were talking about. But I think this will be quite useful for you, as you guys are, most of you are undergraduate or maybe masters recently completed or in the phase. So it's good time to think about, what type of job market you would want to go in. And lastly, and after this, I'm going to conclude today's session, the future with AI and AI in action. So when you are going to look into this, you are going to look into this thing. I will discuss how AI experts view the future of artificial intelligence. We try to discuss what you guys think about the possibilities through your reflections. Also, you yesterday I remember, and let me say this: thanks for the reflection. You guys did perfectly what I was asking for. Uh, all the reflections were great. Some were longer, some were shorter, but that doesn't matter. And you are right on the target, and you are putting in the things you already know and linking it with what we discussed. So I hope you can do the same thing today also. That link what we discussed with what you already know, and fill in the missing links. Uh, that would be nice. So these are some of the thoughts I have put in the links. Big people in the field, Kevin Kelly, Mark Segar, and so on. So you can see what they are saying. So it is going to give you a viewpoint of what other people are thinking about this. And you don't have to agree with them. Uh, it's not about what other people are saying. You should just take it. It is just you should read widely on the topic, and then in your situation you need to analyze how this thing is going to work for you. uh, or maybe it is not for you. It is not, you are someone who is just, you are very conscious about privacy and security of your data, and you don't want to go in a field like this, and uh, that is also fine. Nothing is wrong with that, if you ask me. Future with AI is a short clip. The guy really explains it very well in 4.5 minutes. Look these things up again. Career, how you should think about it. um, these things you need to uh, see what is happening there. Uh, some documentaries are there. This one I really liked, The Age of AI. It is a 8-part documentary. Every episode is, I think, 40-45 minutes. But when I watched it, I learned a lot. And what is fascinating about this documentary is that it's not boring, and it is quite entertaining, and it keeps you entertained and involved. So sometimes, when someone is just speaking, then it can be a little bit boring. So I thought that I should expose you to these documentaries if you have not watched before, and go through them. They are quite fascinating, and they cover various fields in artificial intelligence, from health to society biases to ethical issues to careers to relationships to through so many things they are talking about. So please see if you can. For example, this one I really enjoyed this one, love, art, and stories. But you don't have to watch all of them, because everyone is themed on a different topic. So you can see which topic is more interest of you, and then for example, this one will Henriette made some comments a while ago about the jobs and the fears and anxiety and so on. So you can watch this maybe if you are thinking on the same lines. Will a robot take my job, or will it not? Yeah, it's like 36-minute documentary, and quite an interesting documentary they have made on this. What will happen in the future and so on. Okay.
I'm really curious if any of you guys work in IT, or do you guys, any of you study IT by any chance?
Yes, I do study IT.
I'm
For
I'm
example,
really
I'm studying in masters right now, with
nice.
also with professional experience. Yes.
That's
Thank you.
really cool. I'm really interested how this artificial intelligence did affect solutions and IT operations in general. Did
This
it
is quite a
accelerate the
nice.
problem resolution, or it decelerated it, or how is it? How is going?
Okay, so this artificial intelligence has a lot of applications, as we've seen before. Okay, and it's currently it is used in most of our devices. Okay, if you want to make something in IT which is performant, with reliability, let's say availability, you need to implement okay, some of the algorithms. For example, right now I'm working on a neural network, I think it's called. Okay, um, the name is let's say very similar to the brain, to the neural networks made between the neurons. It is not that. It's not not the same, even if the name it's really similar. And I don't know. It's let me see how to explain this better for you to understand. Uh, I don't know. Have you ever coded something like an?
No, but I did start to learn a little bit of programming, but I'm just interested in general. How did it how this AI affected your work in general?
My
This
How
work
does it
is
in the
impact you?
best
it's
way
a very
possible.
good question. Very good question. So Karina, she's not necessarily asking like the definitions of neural networks and so on. I've posted them on the website, and friends can look that what are the definition of neural networks and so on. She's essentially asking very interesting question based on you have some work experience in that field. So she's asking that how it affects you, how it impacts you, what do you feel about, how is your experience on working on this, what do you think the future would be like, what are the things which are happening nowadays, what how you are impacted by working on these type of things, or your a general comment on this. That is what we are seeking, maybe.
Yeah,
Yes,
that's correct. Yeah.
Yes, yes. This is on. It depends on the person you're asking, because if you're passionate about, let's say, mathematics, engineering, and let's say designing, it can be, let's say, on the best you can get. Honestly, if you're not really into mathematics and lots of studying and let's say more technical stuff, then it could be a nightmare. Okay, I'm speaking from the shoes of a person who works with those algorithms. Okay,
mm,
with this
mm,
technology. Okay, so if you're not engaged to study a lot to understand, let's say, multiple files from
mm.
school and interconnect them. If you're not doing that, then yes, you can be negatively impacted because you become, let's say, too. I don't want to use the word, the expired, the
Mhm,
psychical expired.
mhm,
Okay, you fall below, let's say, below the average. Okay, right now from my perspective there is no IT company which may not use artificial intelligence in some way or another, even if
mm,
you work with data, even if okay, data from other people or data from your sensors, or all that is produced right now, it contains at least the sparkle from the artificial intelligence,
mm,
the basic concepts.
mm,
Okay, so from my personal opinion, it's great that we do have artificial intelligence.
mm,
It's let's say we are moving forward to our true human nature, let's say,
mm,
of creators,
mm,
and we are going forward to step over, let's say, our disabilities. Okay, maybe we do not have physical force or something like that, big clothes or things, yet we compensate, we adapt through artificial intelligence
mm,
to this world which we live in.
mm, mm.
That's very
Very
cool.
good.
And do you
Mm,
think AI will replace
mm.
all the people working in IT at some point?
No, no, because you see, you indeed, you can make the computer work for you, yet someone needs to come up with ideas. In my opinion, the AI is limited by human creativity. If the human behind the AI is not creative enough, is not open-minded, then his AI will stick to something, whatever it is. Okay, we can, yes, indeed, we can take in account, let's say, some case scenario errors, case scenarios which the human did not thought about them to cover. Yet I don't think we can expect some miraculous behavior over there. It's an error. Okay, probably it will explode or something is not going to cure cancer through an error. You know. Or
Mm,
maybe yes, I'm not really sure. Maybe the AI has let's say a bit of human life. Okay, so it has the chance to do something wrong and then okay, discover something. But we need humans, to tell him, okay, that's good. Otherwise, it's just one error out of, let's say, 1,000 trials.
That's
Very
very cool. Thank you
interesting.
so much, Karina.
Very interesting.
You're welcome. You're welcome.
Very interesting. And this is
Yes,
this is
I hope.
yes.
I hope many files will be, let's say, integrated in development of AI. Okay, because we do need creativity. We do need to understand the people needs. Okay, me behind of a laptop. Okay, I study the state of art of some mathematician. It's more of theoretically usage. Okay, I do not think about, okay, some people are really bored gathering cherries. Okay, we need to do something over there. Okay, so if I if I do have someone from let's say food, okay, food area, then yes, I do understand his problem and we can work together. This is my understanding. I mean,
Excellent.
yes.
Excellent. And thanks very much for this, because that is what we were trying to do, and you did it, Alexandra, by posing the right questions. Because we're not trying to lecture anyone here. It's not lecture. It is more of a conversation on these topics. So Alexandra made very nice questions, and Karina answered them very nicely and brought her experience. And all of us learned from Karina's experience here. Couple of things which Karina mentioned, and shortly I'm closing our today's session. Um, One thing she said, that in our field there is no company which is not using artificial intelligence. So that is one thing to really reflect on. Another thing she mentioned is the ability of being open minded, not close minded, open minded. Yes, we know what we know. We have our thinking about technologies. We think they will do this and we think they will not do this. But having a little bit of open mind about that yes, this is possible, this can happen, holding our strong opinions a little bit loosely. I think that was interesting point there. Then couple of other things which, going back to the questions which Alexandra was raising, like the way Karina answered them, is that she mentioned that a good knowledge of coding, good knowledge of mathematics, statistic, data analysis. Without that, Karina mentioned that not far you can go. So based on her experience, she's saying that, and based on what she's trying to do, because she's coding and algorithm and working in the back end of artificial intelligence, she's saying that. But I would like to add to that if you are not into coding, if you are not into mathematics, if you are not into data sciences, you can still make a very good career out of artificial intelligence. For example, policy development, policy, how we should go about incorporating different technologies. I already spoke about ethics. I already spoke about legal requirements already. The implementation of artificial intelligence, moral codes, what is right, what is wrong. These are some things. There are so many jobs without going into AI the way Karina went into. You can still make some form of career in that. But of course, what she's saying is right in the terms of salary structures and so on. Of course, the if you are going to be in the back end and you will be creating some artificial intelligence, some apps, then of course you can make a different type of money from that. But anyways, very good discussion, especially in the end. And again, thanks. I hope that you guys will continue doing this. Like, this is a very good question. That is there anyone
Yes,
sitting in the session?
yes,
Please go ahead. I think Karina was trying to say something.
sorry, I've lost a little the networking.
Okay.
Yes, in IT companies, it is mandatory to do have people in policies, in quality, in ethics. Okay, so don't imagine that it's a bunch of programmers doing whatever they want to. Okay, no. We do have for example, in the past companies which I worked in, there were more people on the let's say on this other side. Okay, to
The
make
legal
sure
side,
that
right?
the ethics, okay, everything is sorry.
The legal side, right?
Exactly. The safe side, the safety side, the okay, the audit side. Okay,
Very
so to make sure that all the perspectives are covered. Okay, all the perspective you can think about, they need to be covered. Okay, and programming is only one perspective.
yes,
It's only
yes,
one.
yes, yes. Very good. Thanks for contributing there. And uh, for example, one thing Karina just mentioned, and I forgot to mention that very important side, quality side, quality. And we were talking about audit yesterday. Yeah. So quality side. So there are so many different angles you can take. But then think about it that, even with programmers who are working the way Karina is working, like coding and algorithms and neural networking and these type of things which she was mentioning, if someone is good in that and they also have some knowledge of, for example, policy development or auditing or something like that, then they are, of course, they will be a better asset for the company, because many times what happens is that the person who is a programmer, his skill set is on that programming thing, and maybe he is not very much knowledgeable. He know the basics, but not maybe very not knowledgeable on the policy side. So they will make something, but when you are going into the policy development, there can be some hindrances. So what is safe is that you have knowledge of AI in couple of areas. So maybe you are good in policy and maybe you are also know a couple of languages, then you are kind of future proofing your career in that sense. But essentially, I wanted to make the point that sometimes people are not very much into, sometimes they are not mathematically inclined or in the programming or something. So I want to encourage those friends also, or who are new to artificial intelligence, that you can still make the career out of that. And in the second comment, Karina made, she mentioned that programming is just one side of artificial intelligence, and there are so many other things which can be done. So
Yes, exactly.
yeah, thanks, Karina, and
You
elaborate.
can take an example if you want
Please
to.
go ahead.
One example of policy, just a small parenthesis. You can check the ISO 26262, which is
Very good.
the
Very,
quality on
very.
the exactly on the road vehicles. Okay, so if your software and okay, if your car does not respect ISO 26262, then you're not allowed to release the software, and not only the software, also the documentation which comes with it. Okay,
Very
that
good.
is one example. If you check also on the food labels, you will see this
Yes.
small thing. ISO, I think it's
Yes.
9006, maybe.
Yes.
I'm not really
Yes.
sure.
Yes.
Okay,
Yes.
over
Good.
there,
Good.
you can see more details on this. And indeed, it depends on the continent. It depends on the country. You need to be very aware for whom you're making the product.
Mm.
It's important to get to know your clients. Where do
Mm.
they live? What type of roads they do have? Okay, maybe they have their wheels on the left car or on the side, or which side? Okay,
Yes.
how fast they should roll. Anyway, yeah.
Yes. Yes. Very good. Very good incorporation. So all of you can run a Google search on ISO, International Standards Organization, and they have different numbers, different codes with for different regulations. So they would have regulations for lower emission of carbon dioxide, ethical consideration, these ISO 26 and so on. What Karina was mentioning. So there are different numbers. So when you are making a product and you want to export it in the overseas market, then if you are ISO certified, then it is easier for you to penetrate into international markets. Yes, import and export and so on. So, but very good. This is very good technique to speak with other friends also who are in the class. And if they mention something, it is a very good technique to ask them questions and see what they feel like, what do they think. And it is perfectly fine to make comments which contradict what I am saying, because there are many ways to look at the field of artificial intelligence. And Karina just mentioned that we need to be open. We need to be open about all this discussion. So even if some friend make a comment which you disagree with, you can disagree, but listen to the point of view and be open, a little bit open about it. That is the way I would feel that we should conduct our next three classes. So with that, thank you very much. Thanks for staying longer. We will continue the same format, stay a little longer if the discussion is going on, so we can maximize from our time in the week. Please don't forget to send your reflections. So at the end of every class, you are sending a reflection to my email. I have posted the details on the Teams platform. You can read them. And on Friday before class, you have to submit a video presentation of yourself, 3 minute to 5 minute, explaining any concept which is linked with this. It can be anything. It can be ISO standards. It can be anything you want to do. It can be just a regular chat, what you take away from our interaction, anything, as long as it is linked with artificial intelligence and business. Yes. So with this, we are closing. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, guys. It was a pleasure.